Hello, and welcome back to a special E-Hermes Electric Adventure Travel Series. We are taking the Rivian R1S to the Casita Travel Trailer Factory in Rice, Texas, to pick up a new Casita Independence Deluxe, then down to Bryan, Texas to Casita Works, a fabricating shop that specializes in modifications to Casita trailers. After that, we're going to wander throughout Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, and we might even make a quick dash into Old Mexico. Then we'll be dropping Mrs. E-Hermes off at the Albuquerque airport, where she will be flying back to Northeast Ohio for a family commitment. I will then finish driving the Rivian and Casita back to Northeast Ohio. We will show you what it's like to travel, hike, camp, e-bike, and sightsee in a Casita, towed by a Rivian, and any special charging challenges we might encounter. So come along with us. Welcome back to E-Hermes, your electric adventure travel channel. Please remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that bell button to be notified each time an episode of this series is uploaded.
Hello, and welcome back to episode 3. This is day 3. Actually, I think we're going to combine days 3, 4, and perhaps 5 into one video, because we don't have that far to go. They're going to be pretty short days, and it's just going to be driving, except for one thing. We are going to go to Space Center Houston Space Center, something like that. We're gonna get to go in a one of the shuttles that they have on display there, so we're pretty excited about that. And then we'll be heading off to our campground to get ready to unload and camp for a night, and then we'll head up towards Rice, Texas after that. So here we go. It has been a tough slog driving this morning, but we have made it to our charging station, the Tesla supercharger in a shopping plaza. We're gonna go ahead and get charged here. I think we only have about another hour and we'll be to our hotel. It's only 11:30, so it's gonna be a very short day today. Let's go ahead and get the adapter out, make sure I latch it, because I haven't been doing that right, and that's been slowing me down. And we will get started. Alright, after dealing with the rain all morning, we charged at the Tesla supercharger. We charged to 82%. Now we're heading to our hotel near Johnson Space Center, or Space Center Houston, I think it's called. We won't need to charge before we get there. We won't even need to charge when we get there, but if we can find a destination charger nearby, maybe we'll plug into that and top off overnight. Then tomorrow we will go off to the Space Center and go inside the Space Shuttle. Alright, so we have arrived at the Hampton Inn Space Center Houston, and we've checked in. We're going to go now check out the Space Center. It closes in a couple hours, so we're not going to go today. We're going to go first thing in the morning, but let's go check it out, see what the parking's like. And I believe there's charging there. We have 54% battery, so we don't need to charge, but if we can charge tomorrow while we're visiting, we will certainly do that. Hello, welcome to day 4, the first day where we're going to do some really exciting stuff. Not that driving and charging isn't exciting, But what could be more exciting than going into a space shuttle? It's actually a replica of the Space Shuttle Independence, and it is the actual Boeing jet that used to shuttle the space shuttle from the landing site in California to Florida for its next mission. So we get to go on both of those. Because this is kind of an added thing at the last minute, we didn't schedule it soon enough. We don't get to do the full tour, but we do get to see the space shuttle and the Boeing jet and this rocket right here. So this is pretty exciting stuff. There's also charging here, so we're going to charge while we're visiting, and we should not need to do make any charging stops today because of that. We arrived here with 45%. We're going to be here about 6 hours, I'm guessing, 5 hours. We're getting between 6 and 6.5 kilowatts. So in 5 hours, that would be 30. That would be about a quarter of the battery. So that would get us up to about 70%. So we'll take that. These are all the heat shield tiles on the shuttle. And now we're going inside.
This is only mid-deck.
This is like the cargo bay. So in zero gravity, you had to be strapped in or else you'd float away while you were sleeping. So they strapped themselves to the walls to sleep. Here's some of their crew compartment. And here's one of the suits they used when they did their spacewalks. Here's the main control area. There might be more technology. This is 40 years old. There might be more technology in my phone right now than they had in here, but it worked for the most part. The shuttle is a full-scale replica. It's not an actual shuttle. It's built just like one, but it was actually never in space. But the plane is one of the planes that actually used to ferry the shuttles from when they landed in California to take them back to Kennedy Space Center in Florida. So we're going to go inside the actual plane that carried the shuttles. So here we are inside the large Boeing jet. We can't go up to the flight deck, it's closed, but here's a good look at it.
747 airliner, piggybacking a 165,000-pound space shuttle.
Next time you're on a flight, this is what it looks like when all the decorative stuff's cut away. Obviously this is still the top half because the floor is here. Pretty typical of the plane. In fact, it says that's the original air conditioning ducts. This is the connecting arm that went from the tower to what's called the white room back here, where they put their final gear on. There's a clean room so no contaminants got inside the shuttle. And then they would go through here into the shuttle itself. You can actually touch a piece of the moon that was brought back on one of the missions. This is the actual final Apollo 17 command module. This is an actual Saturn V rocket that is flight certified. The only one in the world. We enjoyed our visit to Space Center Houston. While we were there, we were able to charge up to 60% from 45%, so we had 15% in about 4 or 5 hours. That'll be enough to get us to Birch Creek Campground, which is where we're going for the night. So you, like Mrs. E-Hermes, might be wondering why we're here without the camper. Well, here's the problem. The bikes are on the bike rack. We're going to pick up the camper and tow the camper. For that, I need the hitch. I can't have the bikes rack in there if I'm going to use the hitch. As soon as we pick up the camper, we're going to get a hitch mounted on it, and we'll put the bikes in the back of the camper. But in the meantime, they have to reside somewhere. So we're going to leave them at this campsite, and then we'll go pick up the camper, and then we'll put them on the camper. That's the plan. We had quite the rainstorm last night, and in fact, there were thunderstorms. A limb came down. A nice employee from Texas State Parks came and picked that up for us this morning already. But we stayed warm, dry, safe, secure, and comfortable in the Rivian R1S. Chair's got a little wet. That's a kayak over there. It's supposed to get wet, and some chocks. I'm not worried about those. And then this is where we're storing all the material while we go today to
up towards Rice, Texas, so we can be there first thing tomorrow morning to pick up the camper. We're actually going to stay in an Airbnb tonight and leave our stuff here, at least the bikes. And then tomorrow morning is the big day when we pick up the camper.
While we were sleeping cozy in our temperature-controlled Rivian, we were also charging overnight at the campground, and we got up to 70%. That's enough to get us up to Ennis, Texas today, where there's a Tesla supercharger. We're going to do a very full charge there. We're probably going to charge to 80 or 90%, and then I'm going to find a level 2 charger and top it all the way off, because tomorrow's the big day. We have to go to Rice, Texas, pick up the camper, and get down to Bryan, Texas to Casita Works before they close. So I don't really have time to charge through the day tomorrow, so I want to make sure I have a very full battery when we get there. This is very exciting. Our charging stop to get ready for tomorrow at the Tesla Supercharger is at, yes, a Buc-ee's. So we get to go inside to hang out in Buc-ee's while we're charging, and then we'll be ready for tomorrow. We hope that you enjoyed this look at our trip from Baton Rouge, Louisiana to Houston Space Center and on to Ennis, Texas. If you did, please hit the like button. We certainly hope you're subscribed, and if you are, please hit that bell button to be notified when the next episode of this series airs. Thank you!